Hi everyone, Emily here, and today is day, I had to take a look at my advent calendar because I'm filming this on December 2nd, but I'm filming ahead of time. So today is day 5 of Vlogmas, whatever it's called. And so I need to show you my unboxing of my advent calendar and then also um, do another bookshelf tour. So I'm going to go bookshelf by bookshelf. So just a little quick note. I realized I goofed on my advent calendar and showed you day 1 twice. So I showed day 1 on day 1, and yesterday when I was filming day 4, I also filmed day 1. So there's like cardboard separating the days, and the cardboard had like slid down. So day 1 had slid down to day 4's spot. So I'm going to show you day 4, and then for my purposes, so that way I know when I start posting things what day we're on. I'm also going to show you day 5. So this is a twofer. So I'm going to flip the camera, and I'm also going to try to hold the camera as steady as I can. Like I said, I don't have a tripod to put my camera on, which is my phone. So I don't have a tripod to hold things. And then I can't sit on the ground to show you my lower shelves. I have a really bad knee, and it's really been acting up. One, just, I think just I'm old and overweight. And then 2, the weather has been a disaster. We had some snow today. Yuck. And it's really cold. And we had like a light dusting of snow, but it like iced underneath it too. So it was gross coming home today. At any rate, here we go. Day 5. And pardon the mess, because this is very real. Yes, I have a crock pot in my living room because I have like 0 counter space in my kitchen. So, like no counter space. At any rate, and no cupboard space. So this was day 4. Highlander grog. So notes of caramel and Irish cream. That sounds delicious. And then day 5, which is today. So you can see like the cardboard from day 2 fell down into day 5. Day 5 is almond toffee. Notes of roasted almonds and buttery toffee. That sounds amazing too. All right, I'm looking forward to these. I did try the mocha today and it was pretty good. All right, here is another bookcase. So on the top, I have this little tree decoration I've got at the high school that I work at. Does a Christmas bazaar. That it supports programs for band. So I go every year. That basket has, I'm not going to show you the books in that basket simply because it's books you've already seen. It's my pile of possibilities for December. So, all right. And then shelf number 1, it's got The Lost Metal, which I need to read, but I need to read Rhythm of War, which is what I'm working on right now. My secret projects, you'll notice for Brandon Sanderson, I am missing Trust of the Emerald Sea. I do have that one. It is sitting on, I have another bookshelf of books that I've read this year. And so it's sitting there because I read that this year. You can see my bookshelf is really, I did not clean up my bookshelves for this, folks. You can see I have my secret projects pins there. I don't know what to do with them. I've got Air, the Dust Jacket, because I would like to read it. I started reading it and then it was not the right time. I was not in the right mental space for it, like just trying to track things. So it will be read because I'm really looking forward to it. Packing tape, that really needs to go over with my Pango shop stuff. And then I've got wood glue there because I have a Lane cedar chest that I use for a coffee table and a piece of it fell off, so I had to glue it back on. Then I've got Keeper of Lost Cities Legacy. That's the next book I have to read. There's Air on the shelf. Just don't have the dust jacket on. Spinning Silver, I need to read this winter. I've had that for far too long, and it's been unread. Sword of Kaigen, need to read that. Under the Banner of Heaven, nonfiction about fundamental Latter-day Saints, I believe. Cults fascinate me. This is a book that got painted. I got this at the same Christmas Bazaar, but I got it last year. I'm going to move that. What is that? That's book 3 in Percy Jackson. I need to read that. That's up next. The Mysterious Affair at Styles. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my knee decided it wanted to not be happy and I had to move. So I do need to read that. Royal Assassin. I'm halfway through my reread of Assassin's Apprentice. This Is How You Lose the Time War. That is up for me for next year on one of my challenges. More to come there. Nettle and Bone. I have not read any Kingfisher. Mirrored Heavens. I was going to read that during the Amazing Readathon this summer, and it's a slow-going one. Only because it's been 2 years since Fevered Star, and so I was just trying to have to remember things. Before They Are Hanged, I still need to read that one. I really did like whatever the first one is, The Blade Itself. Really liked it. Like, I love Glokta. I liken the characters in First Law to Winnie the Pooh characters. Like, Glokta just reminds me of Eeyore, but I almost feel like I'm going to have to reread The Blade Itself before I get back into Before They Are Hanged. So, who knows? Then shelf 2, you can see there's a Christmas candle. I got this candle holder. Oh my gosh. Told you. This is unedited. I got this Christmas candle holder. Like, I've had this for like 20 plus years. My brother gave it to me one year for Christmas. Or one of my brothers. Then we've got some more Joe Abercrombie. I was going to read The Heroes this year. This is kind of like spillover of like what I should read. And so one of the challenges for either it was 52 Book Club or Our Fantasy Bingo, I don't know which one. One of the challenges was the book had to take place in a week or less, and The Heroes fits that prompt, but I had to read Before They Were Hanged, Last Argument Kings, and Best Served Gold. So that's why I had pulled them out so I could read them, and that just did not happen. Shogun Part 1, I like the fact that the book is split into 2 parts simply because it's such a chunky beast. And I was like, let me just buy Part 1 to make sure I like it. So I do need to read that. Razorblade Tears. I've heard really good things about it. Pens for journaling. Four Winds. I have so many Kristen Hanna books, and I've yet to read one of them. Four Winds I got dirt cheap at a used book sale. Summer Island, True Colors, and Winter Garden I got for like 50 cents at a used book sale each, so you can't pass that up. And then The Women, I have a feeling I'm going to like it, so that's why I ordered it. The Book Spy, The Lost Girls of Paris. I really liked Pam Jenoff, and so I kept those 2 because I'm not ready to give up on her. The Weight of Ink, I found that at a free little library. I don't know if I'm going to read it, though. I don't read much historical fiction anymore, so I don't know. Marilla and Caroline, those are 2. So Marilla of Green Gables, I love Anne of Green Gables, and then Caroline. Then there's a part of me that also wants to get Marmee. Sarah Miller, who wrote Caroline, also wrote Marmee. And just kind of do a thing with Marilla, Caroline, and Marmee, and just do like my reaction of reading these kind of takes on beloved children's books, but from the mother's point of view. Distant Hours, and Distant Hours I found by Kate Morton. I found dirt cheap at a used book sale. I loved Clockmaker's Daughter, and I just want to read more by her, but I just need to prioritize her. Bottom shelf. House at Riverton. I've heard really good things. There's the cord for my heating pad because I needed it after putting up the Christmas decorations and digging out boxes. And we got markers, and there's my nail supply stuff there. Lovely. A Little Fire Everywhere. I need to read Berry Pickers. That was from virtual Book 2 Besties virtual retreat. Hiding in between Berry Pickers and the Huntress is Rabbit Proof Fence. That was a Patreon book club pick with Krista over at Books and Jams, and I just never got around to it. The Huntress by Kate Quinn. I think she wrote Rose Code. Yes, and I read that and liked it and need to read more. Lincoln and the Bardo. I have heard phenomenal things about that book. So when I found it dirt cheap at a used book sale, I purchased it, and I need to read it. I started reading it, and then I stopped because I was reading it at nighttime, and it's not the time to read it. And it's a really interesting formatting. Amor Towles, Lincoln Highway, Rules of Civility. I need to read Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. I actually had it years ago. I bought it, and then I got rid of it. So Infinite Jest is a book that I feel like I should read. And here's why. So he taught at Illinois State University, and he taught like a master's level English class when he wrote, and he was teaching there when he was writing that book. Well, I attended Illinois State University. I was an undergraduate English education major, and so I was in the English department when he was a professor there, and I never had him because like he taught master level classes. So, and I was an undergrad, but because he lived in Normal and because he was a professor at my alumni, or I'm alumni of the school, like I feel like I should read it at some point in time. The Decagon House Murders. I really love that book, and it's not going to be on my shelf for much longer. Well, maybe I'll get rid of Death of the Nile. Ooh. Okay, so I'm doing like a wine night. I'm hosting a wine night on Saturday, and my theme is like, in December, we always do some kind of gift exchange. So for this gift exchange, and it's usually like either bring a white elephant or bring something like a wine themed kind of gift for like $10. Well, I decided, since I'm in charge and I love reading, I said, do a blind date with a book. Like you're going to bring a book and wrap it and kind of give clues to it for like a blind date with a book. And so I was going to bring like a book that you really love. And so I was going to do Decagon House Murders. But I might do Death on the Nile because I also really enjoy Death on the Nile. But I kind of want it in like paperback to match other editions that I have. And granted, I have 2 other editions by her, and one is mass market, one is trade, so they already don't match. But well, Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood, which I think is phenomenal. Beach Music by Pat Conroy. I read that 22 years ago, and I still keep it because a dear friend at the time gave it to me. The Sculptress by Minette Walters. I don't really talk about Minette Walters, but I used to really love her. And The Sculptress is kind of, it's a, sorry, pain in my knee. The Sculptress is like a modern Lizzie Borden kind of style book. So she, there's a woman who is like a newspaper writer, and she is called in to do a story to investigate and see like, did this woman who like kill her family like Lizzie Borden did? And so she works with a police officer that was assigned to the case to figure that out. And I think it's one of the best thrillers that I've ever read. And I feel like I also, it's a book too that I want to reread at some point in time, just to see, like, I read that 20 plus years ago. I want to see if it holds the test of time. Homegoing by Yasi. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. That book I think should be required reading. It was so good. Um, just the effects of slavery on two half sisters. One half sister was married to a white man who ran the slave trade in Africa, and then the other half sister was sold into slavery. So it's the effect of slavery on Africans who remained in Africa, and then those who were sold into slavery to America throughout the generations. And it was phenomenal. And it was her debut, which is stunning. And then stacked there, you can see more to there. Those are some. I had a brain fart. Terry Pratchett. Why can't I? Discworld. I was like, what is it? So those are some Discworld books, and that is my bookshelf. So these are kind of like, these are books that are, they're not my TBR right now immediately, but they are ones that I want to prioritize over other books. Um, so yeah, that's all. And hope everyone is warm and safe on this very gross and cold day here where I live. Bye.